Hi everyone, my name's Locke Vincent and welcome to Gaming Alchemy, the show where I take a game and break it down into two other games from where it got some influence from. Now this week I'm going to be breaking down Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, the latest in the Metal Gear saga brought to us by Platinum Games. Now there comes a time in every boy's life where you just want to be a ninja. Metal Gear Rising gives you this opportunity, puts you in the cybernetic suit of Raiden, the lesser enjoyed hero from the Metal Gear Solid series, where he made his debut in Metal Gear Solid 2. And yeah, you just cut up a lot of dudes in this hack and slash game, and it features a lot of swordplay, some slowdown mechanics, but we'll get to that in the breakdown. Really, all you have to know is that this is a really fast-paced brawler from Platinum. They're going to be, they're known for that over-the-top stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So, let's get to the breakdown. Check out the first game. The first game that I've broken Revengence into is the remake of Shinobi on the PlayStation 2, brought to us by Sega. Now, Shinobi features another ninja named Hatsuma. He's the leader of his clan, and yeah, he shares a ton of characteristics with Raiden. They're both very quick. That lends itself to very fast gameplay. They use their sword as their only weapon. Now, Hatsuma does have some items, but that is their main weapon. That sword goes through the game. And the thing about the sword in Shinobi and Revengeance, you got to keep in mind, Shinobi, you are using that, it's called the Akujiki sword, where you're using that to kill guys and feast on their souls. You got to stay alive by killing guys. You don't have to do that in Revengeance, but you do have a lot of swordplay. And what's really cool in Shinobi is that as you kill guys, they will freeze in time, and you can build these combos up, and when you want to end the combo, you can, sheath your sword, and they all slice in half. Now, you can see this in the blade time in Revengeance, and it's really awesome to be able to slow down time and chop almost anything. You were chopping limbs off, you were cutting apart helicopters, Metal Gear Rexes, just anything that you come into contact with, you slow down time in Revengeance and cut it up. Now, notably, the enemies in Revengeance have a weak point. If you slice that weak point, you are able to grab their cybernetic spine, take it out, crush it, and that effectively heals you. So you got, it's kind of got that parallel with Shinobi being able to feed on the souls of demons, and in this case, Raiden is feeding on the spines of cybernetic soldiers, I guess. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's nuts to be able to cut someone up into, 40 pieces, and it actually counts. It does count the amount of pieces and hits you make, so that's awesome. Shinobi, again, a very difficult game, a very fast-paced action sort of brawler, and yeah, something that is possibly worth your time if you want to check out some more ninja swordplay. Let's get to the second game that I've broken down Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance into. Alright, next up on the Revengeance breakdown, we have Ashura's Wrath. Now, this game was, it ousted another game, which I might get to later in the series, but by just a little bit, and I'll tell you why. Platinum, known for their just crazy, over-the-top gameplay. It's a very free-form sort of violence that's combined with set pieces that just have just fantastical elements to them, whether it's an enemy or an environment crumbling, coming down on you, things like that. And I couldn't find a better game to demonstrate this characteristic than Ashura's Wrath. Ashura's Wrath, you play as a deity who is just pissed off because he has lost his daughter and he is seeking revenge. And he is able to just go bonkers. He has growing arms. He is able to punch through planets and just kill everything in his way in the most destructive way possible. And really, Raiden does the same thing in a sense when you are doing a bunch of quick time events in slicing mechs and slicing dudes, and whenever you fight a boss in Revengeance, you do have to do these QuickTime events. And you do see that in Ashura's Wrath. It is basically an anime that is just riddled with QuickTime events, and what you need to do to succeed in Ashura's Wrath is perform these QuickTime events, and that can be anything from mashing buttons to rotating the the joysticks. And yeah, this happens in Metal Gear not as much, but you do see that in boss fights and whenever you fight a larger enemy. Anytime you have a cinematic, you're going to have some sort of QuickTime event. But let's get back to that fantastical nature. Like I said, Ashura's Wrath, you're dealing with just crazy stuff. Missiles, planets. Oh, missiles. Let's talk about missiles. Raiden is able to surf, jump, dodge, split, cut missiles. And for whatever reason, he is a missile magnet. On the flip side, Ashura, he can dish out some missiles, but there's a ton of missiles in this game. And I know that's not really a gameplay element, but I thought it was fun to note. The anti-hero element also comes into this because although, you play as a protagonist, it is both Raiden and Ashura are anti-heroes. They have their own way of doing things. They might not take, the sort of golden boy path into how they want to succeed. In Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, it blatantly tells you that it is not like any other Metal Gear Solid game because you are not sneaking around. It says go in, balls deep, cut stuff up, kill everything, and Raiden is okay with that. That is his prerogative. So, one last thing about the Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and Ashura's Wrath sharing qualities is they have this awesome Seven Samurai complex going on where you have very distinct bosses that you are chasing down and taking out. Ashura's Wrath has more, than the 4 in Revengeance, but it shares that revenge tale. And chasing down those very distinct characters I love that. I love that. It happened in, obviously Seven Samurai originally. We see that in movies like Kill Bill, but it's a really cool plot element, and I think it goes a long way in terms of trying to establish characters. So, at least memorable ones. Let's get back to Revengeance and wrap things up.
I think it's time for Jack to let her rip.
Alright, finally we have come full circle back to Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. And yeah, again, it is just a fantastical game in that you are doing some crazy stuff with a sword, slicing and dicing. If I were to add an extra ingredient to this, think about this for a second. This is new to the show. Fruit Ninja. In all the tech demos of Revengeance, we saw Raiden cutting up a watermelon. I don't know if this was an Easter egg or just a tech demo. Fruit Ninja Connect. Think about what you could do with Blade Time plus Connect in Revengeance. Slicing and dicing, cutting up dudes in front of your TV. Get up off your couch, play a ninja. Think about it. That's the extra ingredient for this one. Tossing in a little bit of Fruit Ninja, and who knows what could happen. But finally, I'd say definitely Revengeance is worth your time. Check it out. Shinobi, Ashura's Wrath coming together to make this, anti-hero, ridiculous story-driven. We always have those ridiculous stories in Metal Gear games. So, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, it's got a crazy ninja with an awesome sword, backed up by some awesome hack and slash gameplay. You're getting those crazy set pieces, as well as just amazing game mechanic in this Blade Time. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It might be a little gimmicky, but it works really well. And Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance does change the formula of the Metal Gear games. I think it's a nice breath of fresh air to the series, and I'm excited to see where they take Raiden next, because, again, Platinum has done a really good job in showing what they can do with this character, and it's really nice to see some awesome, set pieces and over-the-top gameplay and cinematics and characters that we see from those guys. And, coming in from Ashura's Wrath, bringing that just crazy go-nuts attitude with that anti-hero, as well as, some solid hack and slash gameplay like Shinobi. Yeah, check it out. Definitely worth your time. So that's about it for the show. We broke down Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance into Shinobi and Ashura's Wrath, two very different games, but they all share some unique qualities, and we see that percolating forth in the new Metal Gear Rising. If you like the show, please comment, and if you have your own breakdown of Metal Gear Rising or Revengence, I would love to hear it. Always remember, check out the other shows on the site. We've got a ton of good content coming out all the time, and of course, let me know what you thought of the breakdown, because I'm always curious to hear. Thanks for watching, and we'll check you guys out later.